What are his favourite vegetables that he used?
The xylophone.
That's not a vegetable.
That's not a vegetable, isn't it? Caught you out.
The xylophone was made out of root vegetables, for example, carrots and parsnips.
And you're trying to convince us that if you hit a carrot or a parsnip, it sounds like a xylophone.
There are wood xylophones.
But it is the kind of thing Sting would do.
Wood's a hard, very solid thing. I mean, a carrot's a bit more... got a bit more give in it.
Oh, you love a bit of carrot.
I can believe that if you stick a thing in the end and blow a carrot, it'll make a tune. But I can't believe you can make a xylophone out of root vegetables.
Yes, but I could completely believe that someone such as Sting would go and do something so earthy like that.
That's exactly why Sting, any reference to Sting is fundamentally unfair in a game like this.
Because you always think, yeah.
You can believe anything of Sting.
Exactly.
Sting was the kind of person we had Stalin for. Who also, incidentally, made up his own name. But, so I just sort of feel, I don't think we should need to engage with Sting. You know, we should say, no more Sting questions, because it's impossible to judge.
Lee, what is your considered opinion?
False. Reece, do you think it's false or true? You think it's false?
Really?
Yes, really.
I do think it's kind of true.
One true, one false. Which way are you going to go?
OK, I'm going to say that's true.
He's saying it's true, and it is indeed a lie. Yes, it's a lie. Sting has never recorded an album using only vegetables, but he has released an album that he claimed was songs that were from the 16th century. These included Standeth Not So Close to Me and Message in a Flagon. So, to David's team, who have this to ponder, Al Gore can hypnotise chickens. Is this gospel or garbage?
Well, I imagine hypnotising chickens is quite easy, as hypnotising animals goes. Because the chickens are quite stupid. You can probably get them transfixed on something dangly, shiny bit of metal quite easily. And who's to say whether they're really hypnotised? Actually, they look quite vacant, even when they're, you know, totally... I mean, in a way, how much can you say that a chicken is ever in full possession of its faculties?
Rare.
Well, at what point would Al Gore, who at one point was on the verge of becoming a world leader, would sit down and go, hey, honey, guess what I can do? I can hypnotise chickens. How'd you find that out?
Well, it'd be a bit of fun for him on the weekend. You can hypnotise chickens, I've done it, and I've hypnotised cattle as well, with chalk.
With
draw
chalk?
A line in front of them, draw a line down to follow it, and they get mesmerised. Their eyes follow it, and they don't know where to go, so they stay there looking at it.
Is that hypnotising or confusing the fuck out of them?
Of course it is. He comes from a place where people, you know, spend their lives hypnotising chickens.
David, which way are you tending?
I think it's true. You don't think it's true? Well, I think we'll go with true.
And they're saying it's true, and I can tell you that it is absolutely true. Yes. Al Gore can hypnotise chickens. Al swings a watch back and forth in front of the chickens and in a slow voice repeats, "You are in a field in the countryside, not a tiny box in a factory with your legs broken." And when Al Gore lost the 2000 election to George Bush, some said it was because voters wanted a stronger right-wing presence. Some said it was because the ballot in Florida was fixed, whereas others said they couldn't vote for a man who spent his time fucking around with chickens. So at the end of all that, it's David's team who are standing proud, boasting as they do 4 points.
Oh.
And so to our next round, This Is My, which, like Paris Hilton's jail time, is barely a sentence. Each of David's team will claim that they are somehow linked to tonight's mystery guest, but only one of them will be telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest person, Richard. So, Shane, what's Richard to you?
Richard's he's my cousin, and he lives down in Cornwall, and this is the first time he's been out of Cornwall.
So there we are. Vic, perhaps you'd like to tell us how you know Richard?
Richard's my butcher, and I'm his official sausage taster.
Thank you. And finally, David, your relationship with Richard.
This is Richard, and he's illustrating my forthcoming children's book, The Lonely Lighthouse.
So there you are. Cornish cousin, if we believe Shane, a butcher to the stars, according to Vic, or a children's illustrator of David's book.
OK, what part of Cornwall are you from?
You can't ask him, he can't talk.
Oh, OK.
I mean, in the rules of the game, I don't think because he's from Cornwall. Yeah, ask it to Shane.
Shane, what part of Cornwall is your friend from? Cousin?
It's my cousin down near Penzance, Land's End. There's a little place called Larkin Grove.
What?
And he's your cousin?
Yeah.
Called
Ha,
Richard?
yeah.
He's called Richard Ritchie?
No, my real name's not Richie.
What's your real name?
I'm not telling you. It's all in the book, still available. Rags to Richie.
Presumably from the title, yeah, it must be Rags.
It's Rags to Richard.
It's a story. It's a fantastic story of changing your name by deed poll.
His real name is Megan. It's Richard Megan.
That's rubbish.
Okay.
If he's your cousin from Penzance, what does he do in Cornwall?
He likes it. Well, I don't know if he's still doing. He used to have a garage down there, and he used to look after cars. But I don't know if he does it anymore because I've been down there for a while.
This book, David, could you just tell us a little bit about the Lonely Lighthouse?
Well, yes, I could.
Is it autobiographical?
Bloody hell.
Yes.
That's a low blow. Yes, it's about a desolate building standing alone is finally demolished.
David,
No,
very bright.
Sorry?
It's a positive. You're very bright, but very lonely. So
Yes,
it's quite
bright,
Yeah.
shining my light pointlessly into the dark. The only way I get any human company is if I turn the light off and people crash onto the rocks below me.
and other chat-up lines from David.
It's not that. No, it's about... There's a character in the sketch show I do called Sir Digby Chicken Caesar. We've been commissioned to write a series of sort of, well, a kind of illustrated storybooks.
What was he doing
And
in the
first
lighthouse?
one is going to be called The Lonely Lighthouse.
And he's the illustrator to your book.
How many chapters are there in your book?
I haven't written it yet.
Right, how does it end?
Well, as I say, I haven't written it yet.
How does it begin?
He hasn't written it yet.
Well, if you haven't written it, he clearly hasn't illustrated it. So
No, exactly.
No,
You're
he's
out.
Guys, the drawings come first, and then he'll make up the story.
He's going to be illustrated. All these things get arranged
No,
in advance.
I want to move back to the sausages. The butcher one.
Yes, Vic, could you tell us more about the sausages?
Yes, this is Richard, and I'm his official sausage tester. He makes the sausages, and I test them. He, you know, in the depths of the darkness of the night, he hangs a bag of sausages on my doorknob, and I take them
Is
in.
this extracts from the Lonely Lighthouse?
Where's his butcher's?
In my village where I live,
Where's
is where?
that? We want to know.
Charing, in Kent.
Okay.
And he's the local...
Anyway, I test the sausages. It's a very official, you know, position to hold. It was before held by the woman on the hill, who died of melancholy.
What's your favourite?
He does a good beef and horseradish. But we're gonna make zebra sausages and alligator, snake sausages. The zebra ones will be black and white. One sausage black, one sausage white.
Oh, it's like a Paul McCartney song. It's beautiful.
So is this person Shane's Cornish cousin, Vic's sausage provider, or David's literary illustrator?
Well, I think Vic is talking out of his backside.
No, I don't. Well, okay.
Well, I think the clue... I mean, it might just be me. Call me old-fashioned. Zebra sausage. I mean...
No, I
got suspicious. I don't know what it was.
I would go with the Cornwall one, personally.
OK.
So you're veering towards...
I'm veering towards David, because he did a...
Well, the lighthouse.
Yes, because
He hasn't even written the book.
Well, I believe David would write a book about lonely lighthouses. What do you think?
I think it's definitely Shane Ritchie's cousin.
I do too.
OK, Lee, you're going to have to either
I think
overrule
it's
or
David,
go
but
with.
they've overruled me, so I'll say it's Shane's cousin.
OK, you're saying it's Shane's cousin. Richard, perhaps you'd like to tell us who you really are?
I am Vic's butcher.
Yes, indeed. Yes, he is. He's Vic's butcher.
Richard, sorry. Do you do zebra sausages?
We've spoken about it for the last year, haven't we, Richard?
We have.
You have to bear in mind that Vic does lead a very, very strange life. Thank you very much for joining us, Richard. Well done. Yes, Vic and Richard together make the best sausages in Kent. One of Vic's duties is to trim off the nasty gristle, veins and cartilage and ensure that they all go into the sausages. Many people get on well with their sausage tasters. Elton John married his. So, at the end of that round, a quick check on the score shows Lee's team are starting to look distinctly inadequate. Behind as they are, 5-2. So to the round you've all been waiting for.